What's going on, everybody? This is Rich with another video on Gaming on Budget, channel that reviews free or cheap games with the hopes of recommending you guys some really dope shit. Today I'm doing another Xbox Games with Gold review, which means this game is currently free to own if you have Xbox Live. Again, sorry to my non-Xbox users, but you know how these things go. I'll include links for you guys to get the game. So the game is called DANDARA Trials of Fear edition. To be quite honest, the artwork is what caught my eye. I love the look of this character, and I was really into the afro. Believe it or not, that's all it took for me to choose this game. I was just like, yep, I like how that looks. I'm gonna review it. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the facts for the game. The genre of the game is a 2D platformer, a Metroidvania game. Developers are Long Hat House, published by Raw Fury, released back in February 2018, built on the Unity engine. Platforms you can play this on include Microsoft Windows, PS4, Xbox One, Nintendo Switch, Linux, Mac OS, iOS, and Android. So let's go ahead and talk about the story. So the game is focused on the world of Salt. Essentially, this world is going to shit. The people of the world that were once free are now isolated and are being oppressed. Just when all hope is lost, a hero awakens by the name of Dandara with the goal of bringing the world back to what it was. So in the game, you take control of Dandara, who's actually based on an Afro-Brazilian warrior in real life. Y'all should definitely read up on this. I found this pretty interesting. You go through different areas in the game, traveling in an unusual fashion, defying gravity, and just doing what you can to save the world. I put a good amount of time into this game. I just want to tell you about some points that I came across. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So the first point, the visuals. So not surprisingly, the game has super old school vibes. It's based off Metroid, so that really isn't a shock. Even though they are very old school and you are basically looking at sprites of everything, the game is still visually interesting, if that makes sense. Not in terms of quality or graphics, obviously, but just how things are placed. In the game, there are several different areas that all have different themes. So for instance, there's a forest area that you come across. There's a more mechanical, robotic area, if that makes sense, that you see. Also, the colors do pop in this game, which is really nice. Dandara, as well as the creatures you come across, are also pretty decent looking, I would say. Overall, visually, this game is good. Not as nice as like Bleed 2, but it was a nice fit for this game. It was okay. So next point, the mechanics. So as you can expect, the mechanics are a bit different. Dandara does not run or walk. She kind of zips from one salted area to another within a certain range. This allows her to defy gravity, which is pretty cool. This does add challenge to the game as you need to traverse the area in certain ways. She also has energy arrows that she shoots from her hand. These have limited range in the beginning, but as you find power-ups, they get stronger. While you're playing the game, you find flags, which are essentially save spots, and campfires that allow you to look at your diary of memories, as well as upgrade abilities with salt that you collect in the game, either from beating up enemies or destroying things. One minor complaint I have about the mechanics involve the enemies. So for instance, you cannot shoot through a wall, which is pretty expected, but an enemy was able to float right through the wall to get to me. It's not a huge deal, it's just more of a continuity thing. Other than that, the mechanics were actually pretty decent in this game, and what you would expect. So the next point, the gameplay. So first I have to start off with how confused I was when I initially started this game. The game starts after a cutscene that really does not explain your objective. For some time, I was just kind of bouncing around between areas without really knowing what I was doing to progress. I then accidentally found the map button and it showed me areas that I had explored and others that I didn't. Still no objective clearly stated. I guess this is to promote like exploration to the whole world of Salt, but I really would have appreciated something more concrete, like, hey, collect this and you'll get this, you know? The game's also challenging. Do not let it fool you just because of how it looks. You have 3 lives in the beginning. Pretty standard, but if you die, then you go back to the last flag you raised, which is your last checkpoint essentially. Also, regaining health can be a problem. You have to find this one particular item that looks like this for you to be able to regain health. Otherwise, every time you get hit, you're pretty much, down a man. Just gotta be careful. But just like with her arrows, you're able to upgrade this later so you have more men or more lives. While I was playing this game, I can't say that I had fun. It was more like I was very driven to figure out what the hell this game was about and what the heck I had to do. So it's not like I don't want to compare it to Bleed 2, but it's not like Bleed 2 where it was really fun to play. This game was kind of more like, okay, I really want to just get to the objective and see what's gonna happen. So I was more intrigued into the story, more than I would say I had fun. But the game is built in an interesting way, and I thought it was okay. Highlights for me, I definitely think the biggest highlight for me regarding this game is just the realm of Dandara. To be honest, gameplay wise, it I liked the zipping around. I thought that was, different other than running and jumping. But overall, I think the gameplay, I wouldn't say it's anything special, to be honest. It's a cool game. I love the music that's played in the game. It's a very chill environment, and it just feels like this game was built with some kind of purpose to like bring awareness to something, which is really cool. But as far as like a fun factor, I definitely wouldn't say it was super fun. It was just more interesting, and it's one of those games where like if you play it for a little bit, you might be influenced to just beat the game just to see, what the story is about. But that's kind of what I got from this game. Um, Final thoughts. I think Dandara is an okay game. It's not something I'm immediately excited about. Is it something I would recommend to someone just right off the bat? Not necessarily, unless you are really into 2D platformers or you're into Metroid and stuff. The game for other platforms is $14.99 for Steam, PS4, and I think Nintendo Switch. I would not pay $14.99 for this game. Just to be quite honest, that's no diss to the developers or anything. I just think this game is not worth 15 bucks in my opinion. If you're absolutely sold on this game, get the Android or iOS version. Those are only $5.99, and I just can't comfortably say this game is worth 15 bucks. While it has some special things to it, it's just not a game that I would just readily say, hey, this is a game you must play. But if you are interested, like I said, just check out the iOS or Android version. But as with every review, I gotta ask you guys, what do you think? Are you gonna play Dandara? Have you played Dandara? Are you interested in it? Maybe you've played it and you think it's worth 15 bucks. I don't know. Tell me all that in the comments. If you like this video, please go ahead and drop a like. And if you're new here, please feel free to subscribe. New videos every week, game reviews. I'm gonna start doing live streams more often. And I'm also doing my streamers you can follow. So please check out all that content. Thank you guys so much for showing love to the channel. I see it growing every day. I really appreciate it. As far as the giveaway, I'm gonna extend it until the 12th. But as far as the rules, it's just if you're a subscriber, you're automatically entered. I don't want to make it too complicated for you guys. I want to show my appreciation for everyone giving me love on this channel. So don't worry about commenting. Don't worry about liking anything. If you are a subscriber to my channel, you're entered automatically. But anyway, thank you guys so much for being awesome and checking out my channel, checking out this video. I'm Rich, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.